SB Gymnasium at Rowan University holds many records, trophies, and the Hall of Fame athletes who played for the Brown and Gold. With holding multiple NJAC titles every season, the Profs are a breeding ground for scholastic athletes.
These athletes have not only defeated personal records, but Rowan and national titles too. Between women's basketball and the track and field teams, students are demonstrating how to balance classes all while breaking athletic records. It's hard enough having a full course load of college work, never mind being NJAC champions.
The Profs hold 5 core values that translate to their play and studies while at Rowan University. With the values being excellence, community, integrity, teamwork, and education, we got to sit down with some athletes and talk about their accomplishments.
Grace Marshall and Nicole Mallard both reached 1,000 points this basketball season. Nicole Mallard was first, but Marshall scored her record-breaking 1,000th point just 3 days later on February 4th.
My game was against not the worst team in the league, so it was different for me because it's like everyone was kind of focused on that because obviously we were going to win, but with Grace's game, it was way different because it was a tough game. Like
it was more about the winning.
It was a very important game. Like if we lost, we'd went down the standings. Just like every time I would like shoot, like it'd be like I'd like miss it. I'd get frustrated. I was like, Nicole, relax. Like 6 points, like go get it. We like call a timeout and like kind of like celebrate it, and then like obviously anyone from the community can come here and like watch or whatever. But with Grace, it was different since it was away. But we both knew we were gonna get it. We both knew we were close. Whoever got it first didn't matter. Like obviously we're still gonna support each other either way.
There were people kind of telling us like, oh, did you know like you're this many points away, and oh, and Grace isn't that far either.
Yeah,
like,
right.
So we had other people saying
Grace kind of snuck up on me a little bit because I was like pretty far ahead. And I was like, Grace, wow, like you're like really close too. So it was cool that we actually got it like super close. I can tell when she made it, like she didn't really know.
Yeah, we were kind of on a run, and I scored like a few times in a row, and I lost count, but I heard the bench stand up and go crazy. But I did see Coach Gab. I remember Coach Gab was like running down for the ball, and she was like switching it. She switched them out so that we could have the actual game. The bench was the craziest, and then a little bit I heard my family. But it was funny, mine was away, and then hers was here. So all the other fans were like a little confused because I think we weren't even tied up. Maybe we were like down 2, and
and everyone started
really
screaming.
cheering.
So everyone's like, what?
It's like that was just a regular shot.
Yeah.
But it was still exciting.
I mean, to have like such like an impact like on a program is really cool.
Yeah.
And how like our coach will like bring up players from the past, but like say like good things about them, and know that like we're gonna be that for like in the future for like incoming freshmen, whatever, was like pretty cool. Because we were in that position too. We were both incoming freshmen. We
were kind of just talking recently about like how this program has been built up, and we were talking about all the NJAC championships, and I think like in the future Rowan's really gonna like make a name for itself, and it's cool to be part of like that process of becoming something even greater. Since Coach Poles became the head coach, he's like, this might be the year, you can do it.
He's very just confident in us, like he knows what we can do, so like yes, it's a big accomplishment, but to him it was kind of just like, yeah, like obviously you're gonna get it, like no doubt, why wouldn't you get it? He knew we could do that as soon as we came here. So it's kind of like now that's happening, he's congrats, like now you can do even like bigger and better things. It's just like a step in like our accomplishment.
It's always the little things like you have the green light to shoot and like be ready to be aggressive. Those little things, I think like that pushes us to be able to do what we're able to do. I was really thankful that my family drove all the way up to Kane, because 16 points, like I could have gotten it, could have not, so like and they don't always come to all the away games, so it was just really special, made me feel like very, very grateful. It reminded me like how much support we have here. As an athlete, you're always going to kind of critique yourself and be like, could I have done better? But overall, I'm happy with everything.
But like Grace said, there's like things that you critique about yourself and like your performance. But I'm very proud of myself. Like not a lot of people can say they've accomplished what we've accomplished like that since we've been here. So yeah, very proud.
Besides just breaking Rowan records, the men in track and field team has broken the national record and has been NJAC champs 8 years in a row.
The men's 4x200 ran a 1 minute, 25 second, and 86 millisecond time, which broke a 17-year record set by NJCU from 2006.
Usually we don't talk about like breaking a record. It's more like just what kind of meet it is, just show up and just perform as you should. And so we go to those big meets not expecting anything, especially as a Division III program. We just go and try to hang with the best and just run our best and just, and the record just end up being broken.
Big dog Coach Tate, man, he's always there for us, making sure, we're in the best position to be able to go compete in every track meet. And it was kind of surprising because I didn't really know what the time was exactly, but once I saw everybody else's reaction, it was just like a feeling like no other. Like we just did something that other teams couldn't do, a record that stood since like 2003. So it was a long time coming.
Since I'm the leadoff, I set the tone. So I want to set the tone for all of us, for them to feed off of. And like for me personally, I'm already on the line. I'm not really a big fan of the 4x4, but like when I'm out there, I look at it as like I'm here, I gotta run. So why I might as well put my all into it. It's because I'm not doing it just for me. I'm doing it for the 3 guys that's running after me.
We knew that was the moment to do it. The stage was set. So going into that whole week, I was probably just determined. I was just gonna get my head ready for that. And then when I stepped on the track, usually my mind goes blank, and I just had to run. So at that point, it was just up to me.
I'm the third leg, so for me, it's like feeding off a lot of that energy and a lot of that momentum that like Marquise and Nana bring when they're racing. And Nana he always comes with like a different kind of spark when he's running a second leg, especially at like the bigger meets. He always comes with a different kind of spark, and we talk before races a lot too. So we kind of all get that understanding of each other. Like, okay, we just gonna go leave it out there and give everything else that we have in the tank. Just leave it all out there.
As for me, I was the anchor leg, and how Marquise popped off, it was just like I started getting inspired and kind of getting motivated as the race went on. And so as the last leg, by the time I got the baton, it was like, yeah, like they ran their heart out. Now I have to do the same. So it kind of like the motivation just built up as the race go on, and then until I crossed the finish line.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah,
I would say.
Go ahead.
I would say for me, like I'm from South Jersey, so it's always big for me, especially when we travel. Like putting South Jersey on the map, because it's not really a huge part of the state of New Jersey. So when we get to go travel and really put South Jersey on the map the way that we do, I would just say it's like very special for me.
I look at it as like, in the future, like, have kids and everything. I can show my kid that, like, that shit pops up there, some inspiration.
I would say us just being close-knit, we more like a family than anything. A lot of teams, they just come to practice, they do what they got to do, and they just don't see each other. But, we do the different things outside of just track altogether to kind of bring us closer.
Even if it's coming over to someone's dorm, watching the Super Bowl or watching, sports and stuff like that. So little things like that matter.
The journey was rough at first. Started off pretty rough, but that's with everything. And then after a while, we just had the one goal at hand, so, that's what we wanted at the end. So we knew we had to work for it. Like, for people that's coming in, be ready to work.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just come here and think things are going to be easy. You got to come here every day and be ready to work and put the effort in. Nothing's achieved by accident, So you got to come put the work in and you'll see the results.
And another thing is that focus on education, because usually like when you're doing bad at school, it's hard to do better at practice. So just making sure your personal life is in order before you can actually do what you want to do on the track. So it's always like having that priority and just making sure you follow through.
One thing I would say is don't be afraid to change. I know coming from high school, like Nana hinted on earlier, like a lot of us are like big dogs at our high school, and we come here with other big dogs, and the training is a lot different and everything, and even traveling to track meets and everything. So don't be afraid of the change. Just kind of embrace it and just kind of go with the punches of everything. Everything's not going to go your way, but it's more about how you come back from that and how you learn from all those things. So just kind of embrace everything that's going on, everything and everybody around you.
Leaving a mark. I'm not from this country, so just coming to a new country and then just doing all these incredible things, and also it kind of give my parents like that kind of safety net. It's like, oh yeah, my son is doing all of this, he's putting his name out there, and so just knowing that and how proud my parents are for me to be accomplishing all these goals and just putting my names on like on all these like leaderboard and stuff like that. Like it really makes me proud that they're proud.
With the Profs constantly attaining new records and titles, SB Gymnasium will continue to honor their accomplishments. Between the names added each season or the Hall of Fame inductees, Rowan's history will forever run rich in gold.
From Nicole Mallard and Grace Marshall laying up 1,000-point careers to the men's track and field sprinting past collegiate and national records, these are just a few stories about profs that will be remembered by their accolades in this Hall of Records.